See me all right? Good. Okay, great. So just on the mat, we're going to start slightly differently this morning. So we're just going to start in a kneeling position. And we're just going to start with some side bends, just to sort of start to get a little bit of rotation through your obliques, and obviously just to start to warm the spine up. So we're not worrying too much about breath at this point, but we're just going to slowly start to take the hand down towards the knee, not asking for too much at this point. As we get warmer, probably find that we can get a little bit further down towards that knee, making sure that we're not sort of tilting forward or back, that we're in line, pelvis is facing straight ahead, and we're not tilting to the side to try and get more reach through that side. We're just allowing the body to do what it can do. And obviously, if there is anything that you find that irritates you through the class, then just stop and just come back maybe to the previous exercise, and then just pick it up when we move on. Okay, so from here, we're now going to move into bow and arrow. So we're looking at rotation now. So bring the arms out in front of you, palms facing one another, and you're just going to start to rotate and bend one arm back as you start to rotate, remembering to keep the head in line with the spine, and then just draw that arm back. Good. And then the other side, just starting to feel some rotation now through the spine. We can start to add some breath in. So we inhale and then exhale as we rotate. Inhaling, drawing back to the center. Exhale as we start to rotate. Inhale, back to center. Two more. Back to center. Inhale, remembering to keep that head in line with the spine so you're not twisting the neck any further than is comfortable with the spine. So just come now down onto the mat. And we're just going to, can you still see me okay? Okay, so we're just going to think about our breath for a minute. So we're just going to let ourselves settle here. Just thinking about those femurs, which are the big bones in the through our thighs that attach into our hip sockets. So just think about those becoming heavy and just allowing them to drop into the hip sockets. Arms down by your sides for the moment, and just take a moment just to feel the toes on the mat. Make sure there's even pressure through the heels to the toes, that your knees are in line with your hips, and that you have that slight curve in the bottom of your spine through your lumbar spine, just as we're laying here now getting ready for the class. So we're just going to do some breath work. So if you just want to bring your hands just to your lower rib cage, and as we inhale for a count of 3 and exhale through your mouth, so big mouth breath for 5, you'll feel how the lungs fill up, almost like bellows. And as you sigh that breath out, they come back in again. So on the in-breath, you feel the rib cage expand. And then on the out-breath, the rib cage just closes back in again. And then we can take that nice in-breath in. One more here. Sighing that breath out, getting rid of any old air that's caught in our lungs. All right, so from here, we're now going to move into some pelvic tilts. So we've talked before about finding your pelvic floor and your ASIS, which is your anterior superior iliac spine, which is the knobbly bit, the sort of curve at the front of your pelvis, which we can feel just up from the hip socket. So just pop your hands here for a minute, and as we start to inhale, you'll feel the back like slightly come off the mat, and then as you exhale and engage the abdominals, you'll feel the back flatten. So inhale, and that's when you just start to feel that pelvis just tilting forwards and back. It's not a big movement. We don't want to use our hip flexors. which the hip flexors join at the top of the leg, attaching sort of the quads into the hip joint, into the pelvis girdle. We just want to try and use our abdominals here. So exhale as you draw the pelvis back. Inhale as you just let it roll forward slightly. Exhale. So as you inhale, you feel the spine come into extension as it's rounding off the mat. And exhale, just drawing it flat. 2 more here. 1 more. Good. So we're just going to come into some hip rolls. So just bring your knees and feet together, arms long and flat down by your sides, as you just allow the knees to come to one side, and then exhale, drawing those abdominals, drawing the navel to the spine as you bring the knees back in. Inhale as you let the legs fall to the side. Exhale, drawing them back in, allowing the soles of the feet to come off the floor, really using those inner thighs to keep those legs together as you draw those knees back to center. Inhale, allowing the feet to come off the floor as the knees drop down. Inhale, that's it. Exhale, back to center. 2 more here. Inhale, exhale, good. Inhale, exhale, good. So we're now going to start to work on our to our abdominals by starting with some abdominal curls. We're going to take our hands and just place them at the base of the spine, at the base of the neck, roughly where the little knobbly bits are at the bottom of your skull. Elbows out, but you want them so that they're in your peripheral vision, just so that you can see them. It just helps that when you're drawing up, you can sort of draw a little bit more up through your rib cage rather than if your elbows were flat. So you want to inhale to prepare, and exhale as you slowly lift the head, the neck and shoulders up from the mat. So inhale as you're coming down, really feeling that draw through your abdominal muscles now. As you come up, really start to feel them working. Using that exhale breath to pull you up, drawing that navel to the spine, so you make sure that those abdominals are engaged, working and protecting your spine at the same time. So we've got 2 more here. Good. So just come down, back onto the mat. Let your legs stretch out along the mat and your arms along and down by your side. And we're just going to do some heel slides here. So just being mindful that actually you're trying to use your abdominals as you're bringing that leg in. So slowly just drag your right leg in and then just slide it away, extend the leg away, and then the other leg, drag it in, slide it away. Nice and slow with control, good. Pushing that leg away, dragging the leg in, sliding it away. Making sure that you're not sinking into the floor as that leg's coming in. You want to try and make sure that your abdominals are engaged as you're drawing that leg in. Good, bringing it in against gravity. Good, so we're going to add some arms to this. So we're going to add opposite arm to leg. So as you draw in that right leg, you're going to take your left arm above your head. So drawing the leg in, and the other arm comes up over your head. Push it away, bring the arm back down. Good. Just take a minute while we're doing this exercise just to think about what's happening through your body. We're not worrying too much about breath here, but just about movement. Think just in making sure that you're not really rocking from side to side. that the pressure's all nice and even through all those points that are touching the mat. Good. 2 more here. Good. Lovely. So from here, we are just going to bring our knees to the chest, like so, and just give a little rock here, keeping the hands on the back of the legs behind the knees. Good. Now we're just going to come up to sitting from here. So keeping the hands behind the knees, use your legs, and just push up to sitting. Good. So keep the hands here behind the thighs. Sit up nice and tall to start with. And just think about tucking your tailbone under and lengthening your arms all the way back as you curl the pelvis under and then coming back up. Good. So you want to exhale as you come down, engaging those abdominals, and inhale as you come back up to sitting, making sure that you sit lovely and tall. And just make sure that as you come back, you really feel as if you're curling under with that pelvis, which gives you that lovely sort of rounding. Good. 3 more here. Using those abdominals, the powerhouse to do the work. Good. 1 more. So we're going to send the legs away now. We're going to have the legs straight. And the same concept. Now, if you find that your hips are a little bit grippy in here, you can bend your knees slightly. And we're going to do the same thing, but without the arms to help. So you want to start by sitting lovely, nice and tall. Inhale, and as you exhale, just start to roll back. Find a place that's comfortable for you. And then draw back up to that lovely straight spine. So exhale as you go down, working against gravity. Inhale as you come up. You should really feel the abdominals working here. Mine are shaking quite nicely. Good. Find the position that challenges you and go to that point. Never push it. There's no rush to get anything done. As you get stronger, we can obviously just get further and further with that. Good. So now we're going to roll down onto the mat. Have you got a scarf or a band that you could use to do a hamstring stretch? Perfect. Okay. So I've got a ring that I'm going to use. So just come down onto the mat. Take your left leg and pop it in the band and send that leg up towards the ceiling and lengthen the other leg out flat on the mat. Now, if that stretch is quite strong in the leg that you are sending up towards the ceiling, just soften the knee slightly, just to start with. And we're just going to start by bending the knee and sending that leg away, up towards the ceiling. So bend the knee and then, yes, bend the knee and then send the foot up towards the ceiling. Good. And you should feel that stretch in the back of your hamstring. And then we're going to continue with this. So bend the knee again. Good. Bend the knee and then, yes, extend the leg away. Good. Bend the knee. Good. You'll probably find as we're doing this exercise that you're able to get a little bit more length through the leg as the hamstring starts to get a little bit warmer and it's not quite so tight. Good. So we're going to do 2 more here. Last one here. Good. And then we're just going to switch legs. That's it. So popping the right leg in, letting the left leg come down flat on the mat, and then just starting with bending your right knee and then sending the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Good. Up towards the ceiling, bend the knee. Lovely. And as I say, just go to as far as is comfortable for you. Never push more than your capability. Don't ever think that you should be feeling pain. You will feel a stretch, but that is different to pain. Good. So we've got 3 more here, bending at the knee, pushing up. Good. That's it. Last one. Okay. So we're just going to take the band back to the other foot. So back to the foot that we started with. That's it. And you're going to start with let the other leg straight on the mat. And with the leg that's in the air, you're going to kick it away. So we're going to come into sitting. So kick it away and we come up. Good. So we're just going to start to do some roll downs here. So just make sure they're nice and controlled as you curl your pelvis under as you come back down. Good. Kick away. Come up nice and tall. That's it. Draw the abs in as you roll back. Kick that leg away. That's it. Good. Curling back through that pelvis as you come down. Coming up nice and tall. That's it. Controlling the movement down. And we've just got 1 more here. Good. Okay. So just come back onto the mat and switch legs. Let the left leg lengthen down onto the mat. And with the right leg now, kick up. That's it. Good. And just slowly roll down, curling under with that pelvis. Good. Coming up nice and tall. That's it. Good. Drawing those abdominals in as you come back. So exhale. Inhale as you come up. Exhale as you roll back down. Good. 2 more here. Last one. Good. So just come up into sitting to finish. Just pop the band to one side. And we're just going to come now onto our hands and knees. So just make sure that your shoulders are in line with your wrists and that your knees are in line with your hips and that the pressure feels nice and even through all points that are touching the mat. So you don't want to be too far back on your knees or too far forward. Also, you don't want to be too, your knees not under your hips, because otherwise when we come under, you're not going to have much room to move. Okay, so we're going to start with thread the needle here. So take your right arm and just slide it through under the left arm and just bring your ear down to the mat if you can get down there. And then as you come through into rotation, you'll probably find that if you come onto your fingers, you're going to get a little bit more there. So come down, and then as you come through into rotation, just come onto the fingers, but remember that you need to come back with a flat hand to the mat as you come back down. Good. Really feeling that nice stretch through your chest as you come up and round, and through the back, through the thoracic spine as you come down. Good. 2 more here. Good. So we're just going to go with the other side now. So for me, it's leading with my left arm through underneath my right. Good. Just coming up onto those fingertips as I rotate. Good. Lovely stretch here. Good. Oh, the weather's been so nice. It's almost a blessing to not be at work at the moment. Oh, good. Just one more here. Lovely. And then from here, just come back into child's pose. So just come back and sit on your feet, and then just allow your hands just out in front and just bring your forehead down to the mat. Good. Just take a minute here. Good, just to really feel that stretch through the shoulders, extend the fingers. Lovely. So come up back onto your hands and knees to 4-point kneeling. Just recheck your alignment. Okay, so we're going to start to take, we'll start with the right leg, and we're going to lift it up off the mat and stand the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling, like this. Just make sure that your head is in line with your spine, so you're not extending your neck at all. So you probably just want to keep your vision at floor length, just slightly ahead of you. Good. 2 more here. And then we're going to start to add the head into this. So we're going to draw the head in and then come up as we send the leg away. Good. 2, 3, 4, remembering to keep those abdominals engaged, drawing the navel to the spine and not allowing that head to extend too far back. You don't want to be doing this. Good. Last one. Bring that knee back down to the floor. And then we're just going to continue now with the other side. So left leg, bring the foot off the floor and drive the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. Good. And then we're going to bring the head in to meet the knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Okay. We've done both sides. I'm definitely feeling that here. So we are now going to come onto our knees. Just face me. I'm just going to palms up, just rotate. That's it. Start to get some external rotation through the shoulder, just to release the shoulders having been down on our hands and knees for the last couple of exercises. Good. 3 more here. Good. 2, 1. Now from here, we're going to come into some side bends, which involve coming down like this. If this is too much for you, if you've got a book or something you could use to put your hand on. If not, we're just going to come straight into it. Good, so we're going to start, that's it, good. Come over, good. Lift up, that's it. Good, really feel that stretch through the obliques. Good, so that's it. Lovely, coming down. Very nice. Make sure that your pelvis is nice and even, facing forward. Good. Really feel that lovely stretch and that pull up through the waist as you come up and over that lovely stretch down through here. Good. That's it. Lifting through the waist, lift. Good. Inhale as you come down. Exhale as you come up. Good. So just come down now onto your side with your shoulder underneath your elbow, and just take the hold of the top leg. You can keep the bottom leg bent, and we're just going to come into a little bit of a quad stretch here. So we stretched the hamstrings earlier. So now we're just stretching out, and you can probably feel that down the front of your leg through your thigh muscle. Good. Excellent. So from here, it's up to you whether you want to come down, if you want to stay here, or if you want to come down with your arm straight out underneath you. If you've got a small cushion, you could use that under your head if that's comfortable. And we're going to lift the top leg, making sure that your pelvis stays facing forward, imagining that you're sliding that leg up and down a wall. So like just bringing it up and down. You're going to be feeling this in your glute muscle. If you're not feeling it so much, try and bring the leg a little bit further back, making sure that you're not sort of opening up then through the hip joint. We want to make sure that it's still a side leg lift. That leg nice and straight as you're imagining that you're sliding that leg up and down a wall, and you should be feeling that now, definitely quite strong in those glute med muscles, which are the muscles on the side of your bottom. So we don't want to rush this. We want to make sure that we're doing it with control. We've got another 3 here. Good. Great, last one here. So if you've got a cushion under your head, just let that go. And we're just going to come up now back onto our elbow and just lift slightly into that side plank position. So lifting through here, you're going to come up like this and just rotate slightly through. Good, so we've got 6 of these, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Last one here. Just come back to the mat. Again, if you can stay here if it's easier. Again, if it's more comfortable for you to take your arm down, then do that and just pop the cushion back under your head. And we're going to bend the knees and just lift the feet so that you make sure that the feet are in line with the bottom. And today we're actually going to keep the heels lifted from the floor for our clams. So just recheck, make sure that your pelvis is stacked nicely on top of one another. You might just need to lift slightly and just readjust. You can bring the top hand down in front of you for support. As I say, lift the heels off, and then we're going to go into our clams from here. Squeezing those heels together. Good. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 10. Good. So staying down here, sending the legs away. We want that sort of slight banana shape. So just bring the feet so that you can just sort of see them in your peripheral vision. Bring your top hand so that it's in front for support, and raise the top leg and hold it there. And we are now going to bring the bottom leg up to meet the top leg. So you want to exhale and draw those abdominals in as you're lifting the bottom leg to meet that top leg. So inhale on the way down and exhale as you come up. Good. That's it. By engaging the abdominals, it means that we are using the abdominals for the exercise, which is what we want. And you're also protecting the spine, which is really important. Good. So we've got 4 more here. Good. And just bring that leg in front, top leg in front, and just let that give it a little bit of a tap there. Okay, so we're going to repeat all this now on the other side. So we're going to start up on our knees to come into our side bend. So you want to almost start with windmill hands and bring the other leg out straight. And then we're going to come down into our side bend. Good. And then coming, oh, lovely. This is one of my favourite stretches. Oh, that's good. Really feel that waist working as it lifts you up using your exhale breath. So inhale as you're coming down and then exhale as you come up and over. Really using that waist to lift you, feeling those obliques working. Good. Originally, Pilates was called controlology. That's what Joseph Pilates had called it, because it's all to do with control and using your powerhouse. And then after he died, it was changed and they called it Pilates. Okay, so where are we? Side bend. Okay, so from here, we're going to come down onto our mat with your elbow under your shoulder, knees bent, and you're just going to take that top leg, take hold of it by the foot, and just start to draw that foot back so that you feel that stretch through the front of your thigh. We often get really tight through our hip flexors, lots of sitting, and that can really shorten that muscle. So then it means that we get pull through the pelvis, tilts the pelvis, and we start to then feel it in our back. So often when we have a backache, it can be because the muscles around our pelvis are tight. So hamstring stretches, quad stretches like this will really help, especially if you've been sat at a desk all day. Okay, so we're now going to come down onto the floor with your bottom arm straight out underneath you and your cushion, if you've got it, under your head. And we're going to bring that top leg up, top hand in front, and it start to lift, side leg lift, imagining that you're sliding that leg up and down a wall. So you really sort of, your foot is flexed. If you're not feeling it so much, you can bring the leg back as if you're trying to reach the wall behind you, making sure that you're not then allowing yourself to tip back, because you're then going to start use your hip flexors at the front, and that's not what we want to do. Good. That's it. Inhale as the leg comes up. Exhale, using those abdominals to control the movement as the leg comes back down. You should be feeling that now here on the outer side of your bottom through your glute med. Good. So we've got 3 more here. 3, 2, 1. Good. Just take the cushion away, come back up onto our elbows, knees bent, as we push up into our side plank. Bring the top arm up and then just rotate as far as you can through with control through 3, 4, 5, last one, 6, good. Coming back down to the mat, arms straight, lengthening out underneath you again, cushion back between your head and your shoulder if that's comfortable for you. Bending at the knees, we're going to come into our clams again. So lift the heels off the floor. You can use the top arm on the mat in front of you for support. And we're just going to lift that top leg now and rotate the knee round. Good. Imagining, so you want to, again, make sure that your pelvis is staying forward. If we didn't have all the flesh on our bodies, if you imagine that you're, at the moment, what's happening is your femur is rotating in your hip joint, in your hip socket. So it's coming up and round. That's what's making the movement here. Good. There's muscles in the bottom working hard. Expect you're feeling them. That's it. Pressing the heels together. So even though the feet are not on the floor, this is a slightly harder variation. But we want to make sure that if you're pressing your heels together, we're not just doing it passively, that we are doing it with intent. So we've got 2 more here. 1, 2, good. And then I don't know if you just want to give a little pat there, but we're just now going to extend the feet away. Banana shape, top hand in front, lift the top leg, and on the exhale breath, you're going to lift the bottom leg to meet the top leg. Good. Making sure that those abdominals are engaged, drawing that navel back towards the spine. You almost want to feel, when we talk about engaging the abdominals, is if you're bracing yourself almost, if someone's going to hit you in the stomach. You don't want to be clenched, but it's just so that you've got, you feel that, and engaging your abdominals does not mean that you hold your breath. So there is a little bit of skill to it, but once you've got it, you'll find that you use it a lot for bending over, picking things up, etc. So it's a good sort of skill to learn. Okay, good. So that's finished there, and I'll just allow that top leg just to come forward, just to have a little bit of a rest for a moment. Good. So take the cushion away, and we're now going to come up and come onto our backs. Okay, good. So the last few sessions we've done toe taps. So we're going to do something similar, but we're just going to do it with one leg to start with. So I just want you with your right leg just to float the leg up above you, like so. And you're going to take hold of that leg around the knee. Good. And then you're just going to, as you exhale, engage the abdominals, bring the other leg up. And we're just going to tap with the other leg. So you've got hold of your right leg, and the left leg is tapping up and down. And your exhale breath is as the leg comes down towards the floor, and inhale, sorry, other way around. You're inhaling as you send the leg away, and exhale as you draw the leg back in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Always remembering with that exhale breath that that's when you are engaging those abdominals, drawing that navel to the spine. Good. So we've got 3 more here. 2, 1. Good. Now keep that leg on the floor, and we're just going to go into 5 single leg bridges from here, holding on to that other knee if you can. If you need to take your hands down to the floor for support, then please do. So we're going to go 1. They're not big movements. 2, 3, really driving up through that heel, feeling it in your glutes. 4, 5. Good. And just bring both knees down and bring the leg that's been working just across, bring the foot across to the other knee and just allow yourself to have a little bit of a glute stretch here before we move to the other side. Good. Well, the weather looks nice for the weekend as well, which is very nice, although every day seems to be the same at the moment. It's a bit like Groundhog Day, if you've ever seen that film. Okay, so we're just going to take the legs back to the floor and bring the left knee up and just pop your hands around your left knee. And then exhale as you float the right leg up off the floor to meet it. Good, and then we just start our toe taps here. Good, inhale. Inhale, send the leg down. Exhale, drawing it back. Good. Good. That's it. Good. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Two more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Now bring your leg back to the floor. And we're going to do the same with the glute bridges here. So we've got 5, 4, good, driving with that heel down into the floor. You're going to feel it through your glutes, quite a strong sensation. Last one, good. Both legs to the floor and just bring your right leg up onto your other side and just allow it to have a little bit of a glute stretch here. Good. Okay. Just a few more moments, just let that muscle relax out again. Okay, so just bring your feet back to the floor. Just have a moment just to recheck your alignment between your hips and your knees and your feet. And we're just going to start with, we're going to come back into some ab girls, but we're going to add some knees in this time. So bring your hands around to the back of your head as before. Exhale as you lift up, but you're going to lift one knee up towards your head. Inhale as you come down. Good, so alternate knees. That's it. Exhale, coming up. Inhale as you come back down to the mat. Really feeling the abdominal muscles working now. All through that powerhouse. The powerhouse, you may have heard people talk about it in Pilates. It's the muscles that extend from the bottom of your rib cage down, and then they sort of come round in a circle through your pelvis and through your lower back muscles as well. Good. 2 more here. Good. Okay, so from here we're now going to roll over onto our tummies into prone. If you've got a small cushion, you could pop it under your head at this point. If not, you can just use your hands if that's more comfortable for you. So you want to make sure that you're, at this point, that your head is always facing the mat. Don't lift your head off. We're just going to do some straight leg raises. So before we start, just think what's happening with your abdominal muscles. They probably have just sort of fallen into the mat here. So you want to imagine that there's a hot plate under them that you do not want your abdominals to touch. And you'll feel as you draw those abdominals away from the mat, as you engage them, that your glutes will also then engage slightly. So we've just sort of changed the position of your pelvis by drawing those abdominals away from the mat. So try and keep that in mind as we're doing this movement. And we're going to do some straight leg raises to start with. So we're just going to bring the the right leg up and down, left leg up, down. It's not a big movement. Really try and make sure that you're extending away through the toes, stretching away, lengthening. We don't want a bend at the knee. We want to try and keep that leg as straight as possible. So don't worry too much about the height that you're bringing your leg up from the mat. It's more about getting the correct movement here. Okay, so just come back down with both feet on the mat. And we're now going to do both legs, and we're going to do swimming legs. So you keep your head down on your hands like so. And we're going to start to bring the legs up, and imagine that you're in the water, but you're keeping your legs straight. Really feeling that through the backs of your legs, through your glutes, squeezing up, making sure that those abdominals are drawn off the mat. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And come down to rest. Okay. So we're now going to add the opposite arms in to the legs. So if you've got enough room to take your arms out above your head. Now your head will be raised off the mat slightly now, but keep your gaze down. You don't want to be looking forward. You want to make sure that you've got your head in line with your spine. So we're going to do the same thing, but we're not going to do swimming legs. We're just going to do opposite arm to legs. So you're going to lift, lift, good. That's it, lengthening, stretching through those fingertips, stretching through those toes, keeping those legs nice and straight. Drawing the abdominals up off the mat, and we haven't even talked about breath yet. There's quite a lot to remember with this exercise. Good. We want to exhale as we're lifting and inhale as we're bringing everything back towards the mat. Good. 4 more here. Excellent. Okay, so from here, we're just going to come back into child's pose. That's it. And we're just going to come across to the left side. So keep the feet where they are, but just bring the arms across the left side. And really feel how you're sort of breathing more through your right lung in this position, because the left lung is sort of sat on the top of your thigh muscle here. Good. 2 more breaths here. Lovely, and just come across to your right side. Just take a minute just to see how your position has changed, and now the left lung probably feels like it's taken a little bit more air. Good. Good. And then just come back up onto your knees facing me. And we're just going to take one hand onto the side of your neck. Just pull the neck down slightly towards your shoulder. And with the other arm, extend it away and just do some small circles. Good. And then just look down towards your armpit. And as you do that, just change so that the circles go the other way. Good. And then just coming back to center, switch sides. That's it. Gently pull the head down towards the shoulder and just circle the other arm down. Make sure that the hand is flexed, so you're sort of pushing down through the sort of this part of your palm. Good. And then look down towards your armpit as you just change the circles and go the other way. Good. Lovely. And we'll just finish now with just some breaths again. So 3, up. Just bring the arms down. Good. Good. Last one. Good. And that's the end of the class. Thank you very much for joining me. Let me just see if I can